Guys, wait, let's list out endgame mechanics in PoE 2, okay? When you think about all these, right? And you think about your control and the way you juice these and the way you interact with these, like I'd say that like that pinnacle boss, right? In this one might be better than PoE 1, I think, right? From what I've seen. But all these are done better in another game. Like, think about it, right? Like, if you're gonna add in a thing, I think you should take the best parts and like all the work you've done for years tweaking these things, right? Shouldn't you put the best version of those things into the game? Like when I watch people play, okay, when I watch someone do the rogues or the wisp that just got added, these things are not good. They're just watered down worse versions of like what you could do. The breach, I think the Breachstone boss is actually insane. I think Zesht is actually insane. So I like that. I mean, it's probably better. This one is actually better than PoE 2. Delhi is way better in PoE 1. Breach is way better. Like breaches in the maps after the nerf is better in PoE 1, right? The strong boxes are not. It's like not even a thing, right? You have no control. Essences are better in PoE 1. Exhibition is better than PoE 1. Ritual is better than PoE 1. Like some of these things are so much better in PoE 1 and have been tweaked over years that it's like they're probably gonna work those things into PoE 2. Probably. Right now, all these things like mapping. Is mapping better in PoE 2? No, right? So they're gonna work those things in, and then eventually we'll have the great graphics, great moment to moment, like the coding and like the performance and like the, you know, everything's gonna feel better soon. But right now, it's like when I watch streams and I look at the things you can possibly do, you either have no control or it's like better in the other game by a lot, or both, or it's like you have no control and it's better in the other game. You know, I mean, it's a waiting game. It's just a waiting game, right? Like I'm like I get it. Like I get it. So why am I still so happy-go-lucky? Why am I still like not a PoE 2 hater? Because it's time for some paint, boys. Ah, shit, flashbang. Let me, like Grandpa here, tell you guys a story. The people that make grinding gear games are the people that made PoE 1. Can we agree on that? And nobody wants to have a shit game. So let's go back into history. Let me give you guys a lore. Let's take a walk down memory lane of the worst of the worst. I've been around the block, boys. I've been there. I started playing this game right after Kripparrian killed Inferno Diablo before nerf, right? Like the moment he switched over after that kill, I was like, this game looks pretty cool, right? And I downloaded it. So I've been around, okay? Here's why you can come back from anything. Here's my thesis. Here's my manifesto on why grinding gear games can come back from any disaster, okay? We're gonna start with leagues that aren't leagues, okay? So there's something called Leagues 2.0. In the history of PoE, we used to have old leagues and then there's Leagues 2.0. So things before Leagues 2.0 are things like Onslaught, Tempest, Warbands. These are one league. Nemesis, right? This is where Headhunter comes from. The one before Leagues 2.0, I believe, was it Talisman? I think Talisman was the start. Was it Harbinger or Talisman? Somewhere around this range. Chris called it Leagues 2.0, as in when we do a challenge like in PoE, it's actually going to be a gameplay change that you look forward to. Like it's gonna be crazy, dude. Like you're gonna want to come back and it's gonna be something that's so like in your face, so game changing. Okay, we'll call it Leagues 2.0. And Talisman kind of sucked, right? But it wasn't new. You drop these 5 talismans, you go to the stone circle, you hit in the talismans, upgrades 1 tier. Holy, what the frick, right? Little monkey, you know the guy in Dark Forest. You know that guy isn't just like a map boss. That guy was an introduced boss in Talisman, right? The guy that's the wolves, what's his name? Rigvald, right? He was added in that thing. I was like, cool. Okay, so you go from a game that the league that they give you is an Onslaught or a Tempest, right? So you have leagues where the league is you have a silver flask in every map. Holy shit, that game sucks cock. That game sucks cock, bro. Are you kidding me? You get a silver flask every zone? Wow, what a league, right? You get a league where you get a Tempest, and there's like this website that tells you what map has what Tempest at what hour, and then people scam the website. They like put in the wrong Tempest. And you're like, and you go run that map. There's no Tempest in there. Okay, classic, dude. All right, Warbands. Okay, you know what Warbands is? It's just like a shittier Rogue Exiles. It's just like a cohesive band of 3 or 4 Rogue Exiles. Okay, like the Iceberg boss and like the some of the other map bosses. Okay. So then you come out with this, okay? Now, let me tell you Harbinger, okay? And here is time to fix, okay? So remember, like, these changes that they're making to PoE 2 These are coming like every day, and they're massive, right? It's this game's been out like 5 days. All right, time to fix Harbinger, guys. It took 2 weeks. Harbinger, when it started, these shards would drop alchemy shards, regal shards, and like little chow shards, and like nothing, like literally trash. Okay, and so what they did is it took them 2 weeks, but then they made the Harbinger's reward. People were complaining. Oh, also they added it also, the Harbingers didn't have cooldown, so they would do that. They'd like zoom, and then a pack would spawn. 3 seconds later, zoom, another pack would spawn. Right? If you didn't kill the little straggler guy in the blue circle, he wouldn't cast the next circle. Right? It was so slow, and it dropped no shards. So trash, bro, trash. They fixed it, and not only did they fix it right as like a dog shit ass league where everyone's complaining, but they kept adding to it. Okay. And to the point where I want you to remember that things that start off absolutely dog shit and people hate it, and that was actually brick. They fixed it, but they kept adding to it. So now we have fraction shards, right? They don't just forget about old shit. They add new stuff into the old shit. So we have fraction shards now. We had, when we had these little stones, you guys probably remember the stones, but there was this crazy stone that you would roll, okay? And then the Harbingers had a new strat when you put in the stones, ding, 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 ding. And then like it would drop like the full mirror, it would drop like the full fraction, or like it was crazy, right? And then they just keep like things that you know were dog shit for weeks, okay? And like when they launched, were dog shit, are now expanded past the moon, right? Expanded past the moon. And so you're like, okay, so not only do they have a pedigree of fixing the dog shit, but also they don't forget about it in the future. And there's like whole gameplay systems that come and go. So it's not just like, oh yeah, like the reviews are bad, their Steam reviews are bad, and they're doing some putting out the fires and making us have no. They're gonna remember this. They're gonna remember causes, and they're gonna make it more positive. Okay, I'm not finished yet. Breach. Okay, Breach is maybe the true start of Leagues 2.0. Because when that trailer came out, the guy in the port, remember the warrior with the shield? He's wearing a surrender or a he's wearing a surrender. I still remember the trailer. I haven't watched that trailer in 5 years. But there's a warrior with a surrender shield. He's standing there. There's a breach behind him. He pops the breach. It's in a port map. He's in a corner. Right? And you're like, holy shit. You're like, what the fuck? Right? Okay. Let me tell you about Breach, dude. Breach was so brick, dude. You would open the breach, and there were so many monsters outside the purple circle that they just one-shot you. Especially the ice. Remember the ice dudes that spawn outside the circle? And like, you're like, where are they? Where are they? There's no mobs on the screen, but then the icicle shards are just one-shotting you. You're like, ah! So this was brick for like a week, okay? Everyone's pissed off. It's like, what's going on? Like, the league is so good. Like, what is going on here, dude? Okay, Legion was like 3 weeks, okay? Legion is one of like the most well-remembered leagues, but no one remembers how bricked it was for 3 weeks because it was so good. Okay, there were graphical bugs. There were these spear throwers that would throw a spear at you, and this persisted for like years. I'm pretty sure the spear thrower bug, where they would one-shot you from off screen, that was like in the game for like 4 or 5 years, but they eventually fixed it. Okay. And like the Legion was also brick, guys. Okay, and then the Hyrie bug, like the Hyrie bug where she doesn't go away, that's still in the game. Okay, by the way. But anyways, so the Legion was, the graphics were trash. It would crash your PC all the time. One shots from everywhere. The most broken battle, whatever. But why do we not remember all the bad shit, right? Why do we remember none of the bad shit from Legion? Because it was a good league, and they fixed it. Okay, so like that league was a brick. Okay, they fixed it after 3 weeks. Heist. Heist. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, boys. Heist League. This thing took 3 months. I kid you not. They did patches to this in the 3rd month of the league. I know because I played until the last day. I played until the last day of Heist, boys. And let me tell you about these bugs. Okay, there's like way too many bugs to mention. Okay, there's way too many bugs. Heist, in terms of mechanics being bugged, was maybe one of the most buggy pieces of garbage. Okay, and there's also these things where like the door, the spawn like 50 rares, and then if you had a header, you were pogging out because like the rares would like, they could one shot you, but if you did kill the first rare pack, you were invincible. Okay, this is like old header. So you were invincible if you made it past the first rare pack that was blocking the door. And then like, bro, they nerfed the rares. This is like a common theme. Okay, they nerfed all the rares and shit. And then they like put out stuff where once you got like the heist going, even with all the bugs, even with the Vindiri, remember this? Remember like the running back and forth? Like remember who's the ginger guy? The big ginger guy, Tibbs, running. Where is he? Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Wait, is he gonna plant the explosive? I don't know what he just keeps running around, right? Completely bricked. Okay. Wait, does that still happen? I thought they fixed that. Anyways, there was like shit like that. There was like Isla issues. There's like all these issues, bro. And then one of the most poggy things they nerfed the drill, bro. Okay, like in the first week. I got the drill though. I mirrored the drill. Okay, so Heist was bricked for so long, and they were still doing patches up until 3 months. But now look, now people still run. I mean, Heist has some of the most OP items in the game. Let's tie it back to the Harbinger fix where they don't forget about a league, even that's like not well received or not popular, right? What do we have now? Why is Heist so popular now? Well, let's talk about these replica items. Let's talk about the crazy bases, right? Let's talk about like the economy around blueprints and the coins and like all this shit, right? Let's talk about Huck being added. Let's talk about Huck being in your maps, right? But years later, the knowledge that we have about Huck translates into actual map gameplay from map to map because of Prisha, right? Like all these things tie together, and they like Brick League, now Pog, right? Let's talk about Blight. Holy shit, dude. Blight was kind of dog shit, okay? It's like tower defense, but like not the good parts of tower defense. And then, dude, this used to spawn so many mobs and so many rares that had to nerf that, okay? It was like a buggy mess. It crashed your PC. Like the roars dog shit sometimes. It's like, I mean, listen, Blight now though, they expanded it. Blight Ravage came out years later. Caster Mastery, things that you don't even expect tie into a dog shit league are now cool, right? Like Caster Masteries come out. What are those? Oh shit, I can just cast my spell and open chests. There's all this crazy stuff that happens later on. They don't forget about the brick stuff. Okay, that's all I'm saying. They just add more content over time. It's fine, right? Blight is brick. This took like 2 weeks, I think. Okay, Lake of Calandra. Okay, this was like what? This was like 2 months, maybe. It was like 2 months, maybe. Right, maybe 1 to 2 months. Okay, Lake of Calandra, completely bricked. Expedition. Remember the press tour with like Gazzy and everyone? Chris Wilson did like 5 interviews in 1 week because like everyone was shitting on the game. And now look, we came back from that. Expedition's good. I played the whole league. Expedition got fixed. Well, okay, Expedition was like omega buggy too, but they fixed it. No one remembers the hate around losing 20% off all your support gems around the flasks, right? The flask was crazy, bro. Oh, Synthesis. Holy shit. 2 weeks. I remember this because this one I was actually like depressed, dude. During Synthesis League, I was like kissing Lily and she gave me like a parasite. And I had to take like these pretty intense drugs and it like made me pissed off, bro. Synthesis the first 2 weeks, like the blue shit blocking the end. You know how in Wildwood, if you go in the darkness, you're cut off, right? You get kicked out. Imagine the darkness if it was just random splotches in the Wildwood that you couldn't control. And that was Synthesis in the first 2 weeks. Like it would block you, it would kick you out. It would kick you out when you looked like you were out of it, but you were in it. It would creep in too fast. There was these bugs where if you did make it to the end, right, and especially on the tiles, the loot would only drop in a circle because the circle closes in. Now there's no room for the loot, and the loot would drop. You wouldn't get all your loot because it get deleted. Okay, it's crazy shit like that. And the Ram Ranches were actually trash. So this was like, it was so dog shit. You know what they did? They fixed it. Okay, they fixed it. And this became one of the most pog leagues of all time. I think I played Winter Sword level 100 like 5 times here. Like absolutely insane. And guess what? What's one of the most poggiest drops right now? Right? When people make their mirrored items, what's like the follow-up to this? Well, you have 3 synthesized mods. You have synthesized div cards. You have synthesized drops from regular stuff in your map. So you pog out about, right? Synthesis is in Ritual. They tied it in with Ritual. So that Ritual, you're like, oh, synthesized, right? Now, it's like insane. Like all these implicits that we remember for Synthesis, like they're still in the game and they like still work on them. They still tied into the other mechanics. Am I making a good point? So all this dog shit, all right, in PoE2, all this stuff that's dog shit or worse versions, or like you're like, man, these slow changes, like whatever, it'll be fine, right? Right? Does that make sense? Like that's why I'm in a good mood all the time. I don't care if I'm not playing PoE. I don't care if the game's bad or good. It's just I just know it's gonna be fine because grinding your game. Okay, I'm kind of a shill. When I think back, if I just think back the last 10 years and I think about this stuff and I think about the reaction and like how they fixed that and how they tied it in later to make it better and how it all comes together in the end, it's gonna be fine, right? It's gonna be fine. What do you guys think? I mean, look, it's like all this stuff's gonna be fine. Then I'm gonna add more. It's gonna tie in with other things. Jeez, it's gonna be fine. Right now, I don't have that much fun playing the game, but like I know it's gonna be great.